What's going on, guys? This is Dean from Wafflypie, and we're back in Kerbal Space Program. And it's a very special episode today because it is the holiday season. And of course, I cannot say Merry Christmas because it is a war on Christmas as we speak. And so for this occasion, I thought, what have we not done? And there are two things that I could think of. A jet plane and a mission to Kerbin's pole, North Pole to be specific. And so I've created, that's not where the name is. Oh, yes it is. I've created the Waffly Polar Explorer. I'll just keep it. And so I will do my best to fly one of these because I'm much better at flying spacecraft than airfaring jets. So let's start the engines up. These are air-breathing engines, so they take a little while to get started. In fact, I shouldn't have them all the way up on the launch, or on the runway, because it can quickly get out of hand, and I don't want this to tip over. I have the SAS on just to make sure that it doesn't start veering or turning, or tilting, which it often does. But it looks like we're on a steady trajectory right down the runway, and we should be able to take off at the end. We go passing the rest of the Space Center. There's the runway up, or the launch pad up there. A little bit more speed before we take off. Try to get it up above 150 at least, because we're coming up on the end of the runway. Up, and the question is, will we have enough speed to break off the ground? We do. Oh, and it's too much force. Oh. There was a crash, but it was not fatal. These two surviving pilots did manage to make it out, so that was good for them. And let's try to put a little bit more stability onto that. Okay, here we go for the second launch, and this time I will put it all the way up in just to make sure that we get off before the end of the runway this time. And so here I've attached a regular SAS system to either side, as well as an advanced SAS system on the bottom that I can detach when we're ready. So we're going to build up the speed pretty quickly this time, and then see if we can get off the ground in time. And if not, then I might have to add a couple of ailerons just to give some extra lift and control surface. Can't quite lift off yet. There's not enough speed. As we come barreling down the runway. We are going quite a bit faster than we were last time, though. Too far. Lift off, come on. I need to spin out. Maybe there is. Up. Too much. It's too strong. It's too powerful. We're going too far. Abandon that. Alright. Well, maybe it does have something to do with these wings here that are curved upwards a little bit. This time, oh no, they're starting to flame out. That's not good. No, we're not making this one either. Oh. Okay, we'll see what I can do about the lift situation. Okay, so here is the third revision. So I've turned the swept wings around, and I added a second set of wings up here, and so now the center of mass and the center of lift match up instead of being up and off. So hopefully that means, as far as I know, this thing should fly now. Here we have 150 meters per second, just as we near the end of the runway. Let's see if we can take off. We can. Oh, don't tip over though. Please don't tip over. Very good. This one I seem to have a bit more control over, which is very good. Now we want to do a 90-degree turn to the north. You have to utilize every type of turning to get to properly, because it's going to waste a lot of fuel to just turn sideways, and if you just roll over and then turn sharply up, then you're going to get there a bit faster, but you're likely to lose control. Okay, we're going north now. We're looking good. And let me just check that I don't have infinite fuel on. Good. And that's just a testament to how fuel efficient these engines are. Yeah, we've only gone down 5 units. I probably could have easily used much less than this. Much less than 3 tanks, but you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. More fuel in the end. Not a big deal. So now we're just headed up north, and it may or may not take us quite a while to get there, which is, I guess, fortunate then that we have so much fuel. Already nearing 6 kilometers away from the Space Center. We are going about half the speed of sound. And we are well on our way to the North Pole. Well, anyway, it's just going to be a bit of this. Oh, I should actually change that. A little fast, don't lose control. Oh, oh no, oh, that's not good. Cutting your engines doesn't do anything with these, because they just continue to fire. And now we're dropping like a rock. Oh, great. Well, I'm ever so slightly slowing this down. Oh, not anymore. I'm just in a deadlock. Beating up again. Downwards. Ditch it, yeah. Ditch that. And we're gonna have to revert this. Well, at least I know this one flies, and I'm gonna go ahead and make my own maneuvers and not have the computer tell me how to do it this time. But I will see you when either the orbit is, or the orbital path is sufficient to get to the North Pole, which is probably going to be unlikely, because that would mean that the ship would have to be flying at supersonic speeds, which I don't think it will be able to do with these 2 jet engines. Or when I've just flown along like this long enough to reach it normally. So that might be a while. And so until then, I will see you guys in a bit. I just wanted to show you this right here. This is where we took off from. This is the Kerbal Space Center. Well, that's going awfully fast. Caltech space plane. And as you can see, I'm nowhere near the North Pole. But what I am near is this little mountain range. And it's kind of fortunate that I'm 5 kilometers up. Ooh, that one's pretty tall over there. Low detail on right now. But yeah, if I were lower, I'd probably crash into these. But you get to see the nice lighting glitch right there. That's pretty cool. And it reminded me of a time. Well, it wasn't really one time, but if you've ever played Just Cause 2, Just Cause 3 has recently come out, and I'm very excited to play that. But if you've ever played Just Cause 2, there is an airport in the eastern section of the map. No, it was in the western section. And you could get commercial airliners there. And if you had your own plane or your own helicopter, and you followed one of the commercial airliners, you could watch it deliberately crash into a mountain because its course just took it in a straight line off of the runway, which eventually brought it into the tallest mountain range in Panau. And I thought that was kind of pertinent to this situation, and also just another talking point and something interesting to say, although probably not too interesting. But there's not much that there is to do. Just waiting for this to go down. I might have been able to land over here if I was a little lower down, but that wasn't part of the plan, was it? Anyway, this time I'm pretty certain that there isn't anything other than more mountains until we hit the North Pole, so this time for sure I will see you when we get there. Here's a little tip if you're going to be flying in a jet plane. It is efficient to be traveling at 4 times time acceleration, although you have to do it in physical mode, because otherwise it will not it won't let you. And so 4 is the highest that you're going to get, and you're going to have to deal with aerodynamics while you're doing it. And this can lead to a couple problems, namely spinning out and ending up almost crashing. So if you're going to do that, make sure that you have a stable aircraft, or do what I did for a good 3/4 of the flight and just not do that, because I didn't realize that I could until the very end. But that little star mark up there, the little star mark up there on the map that you saw, no, that is the North Pole. Up there is where we're trying to get, although we're not going to get all the way there because the terrain does get a little glitchy at the top of a sphere, because the collision mesh of the planet is a rectangle that they have wrapped around a sphere. And so we're going to be landing just outside where it is flat. When you're landing an aircraft, what you want to do is make sure that you turn all of your forward speed. Make sure that you turn all of your forward speed into upward momentum, which seems a little bit weird to be going up which seems a little weird because you're trying to go up while you're trying to land at the same time. It does make sense to do that because you're going to kill off all of your forward-facing velocity by just going up maybe a meter at a time, because you need to cut the engines or have them very low. This is pretty close to the ground here. You're gonna get your engines pretty low to the ground. And then the only thrust that you're going to be giving yourself is just enough to break gravity. Get the gear out and start to take a little bit of a dive, but then turn back up, nose up, and turn the engines down. See, I have them almost at that, almost at zero. If you look at the altimeter, it's actually going up. And the reason that that's happening, oh, it's going down now, but the reason that that is happening is that you're using the wings to generate lift off of your surface velocity. Kills speed while giving you a nice glide down. Oh god, this is pretty hard. What was that? What blew up? It's like the ablative heat shield on the bottom of the SAS model, the advanced SAS. Nothing too important. So that was very nice. That was a moderately soft landing, and we didn't lose any view because the ablative heat shield was more or less just to protect it as it fell out of the atmosphere anyway. Well, let's hop out here. Climb down the ladder, as usual. And now let's go and plant a flag up here. Yeah, as you can see, this is pretty much as close to the North Pole as we're getting. So, pretty much right in the middle. So, and get a flag planted. Go ahead and put that down. Oh. It probably is not a good idea to be digging up the ice. There could be crevasses and hidden lakes under the ice. So let's get the flag down. Very nice. And let's call it the Polar Expedition Landing. And for the plaque, exactly a soft landing, and not exactly the pole. If I could spell correctly, that would be nice. But exactly a soft landing. That's good. Oh, he canceled. Oh god. Is this? Yeah, that's empty. Alright, we'll take that down. And I have to go back to the ship. Alright, good. That's cool. Well, let's run back real quick here. Get on the ladder. Oh, that's not good. Can I get back on the ship, please? F, climb out. What happens if I do that? Oh, okay. Get back in the ship. Get right back out into the cold. Oh, those engines are really going, aren't they? Those engines are really going, aren't they? They just do not shut up. They just do not shut up. Alright. Now let's plant the flag. And let's hit OK instead of cancel this time. Just like before. Polar expedition landing. Not exactly. Okay. Check to make sure. Okay, good. It's all good. It's all working out. Oh, you can climb on top of the flag. I did not know that. Anyway, let's get back into the ship. So, let's turn on these lights. Oh, all the gear lights are on as well. Kind of ruins the effect, doesn't it? Oh, that last one didn't go, did it? No, it did not. Nope. Let's turn that up. And there you go. Headlights are red and green. And yellow where they cross over, but that was not intentional. So it's a nice holiday feel to it, and you guys are not going to be home for the holidays because we're under half of the fuel. So it looks like I'm going to end up having to send a rescue mission to save these guys. At least they have the radiator, and let's check how hot that's going here. Oh, 200, 300 degrees. Yeah, they'll be. At least they won't freeze. But, they're coming home in this ship. Let's get the radio up to transmit the location. And let's go back to Space Center. So, until next time, this has been Dean from Wafflypie. I'll see you guys next time.